I got my new thing imported. I got the Christian Dior. They wanna look at the foreign. They couldn't even afford it. Look what I did with the bag. Look what I did with the bag. I got the thing in the back, and I ain't taking no chat. I got my new thing imported. I got the Christian Dior. They wanna look at the foreign. They couldn't even afford.
Follow us on Instagram at Express Truth Show.
Unfiltered people, we're back up in the building. Express Truth Show, making Thursdays great again. And before we do anything else today, people, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. Patreons, big up yourself, man, every single time. People, do not forget to subscribe to our Clips channel. Head over there right now, Express Truth Clips, and subscribe to the Clips channel, man. Before we do anything else today, let me bring in my co-host, Stephen Brown. Stephen, what you saying, man?
Yo, gang, man. Making Thursdays great again, never late again. It's the greatest show on earth, man. Changing the world one Thursday at a time. Your favorite podcast, favorite blood clot podcast. What you saying, man? Talk to me nice, G.
Chilling, man. We in the building, man. Like you say, we're making Thursdays great again, never late again.
Oh,
we live by the slogan, man. We in the building, man. What you saying? I'm good.
No complaints from the kid, man. Just waiting on Santa Claus to drop off a few more things. You see me? Man, he forget himself in that gear, man. I want him.
Most definitely. The winter season is upon us. Bubble jackets, beanie hats, all of that, gloves. Some man even pulling out the earmuffs, the snoods. It's cold out here, man, but we in the building, man.
We got all of that, man.
Everything. We got all of that. We're about to come with our whole new breakdown. So people, get ready. So, okay, what are you saying, Stephen? Take the show away.
Kick it off, man.
Okay, so America has now revealed their 47th president, and that president is Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump was up against Kamala Harris. This whole thing has been all over the timelines for the longest. I would actually say that there was way more promotion in the UK for this election than actual UK elections. It was mad like that. Anyway, Donald Trump has now won. So let's break this down on an Express Truth level. Now, I got to take it to the beginning, man. I have to. Back in the day, growing up, yeah, Donald Trump has been one of them guys that you would always see about, especially coming from our culture. Coming from our culture and growing up and being into American hip-hop, Donald Trump was celebrated heavy, boss. Bare tunes, bare punchlines, metaphors. Trump was always used. He was in Home Alone, Simpsons, WWF. He was really celebrated. Anyway, when he went to run for president the first time, I noticed that the media, and not only the media, but even all of the culture, now started to go into a direction of that the man is a racist and, you know, he's against all of these, he's against black people. People have compared him to Hitler, all kind of things. So I was really puzzled. I'm going to keep it real with you. I was really puzzled. So I remember one time, yeah, I was on a conference call, and when I was on this conference call, somebody had said, why do you think that so many people rate Trump? And I come back and I said, yo, I'm not the biggest expert on it, but I would say that because Trump has his own money and because he's got his own money, he's not really pandering. This is back in his first term. He's not really pandering to no one. So he says outrageous things that a normal president wouldn't say, because a normal president can't offend anybody. Whereas Trump was just saying things raw. Now, when I said this, Stephen, the way how I was attacked and yo, you can't say that. And I'm talking about UK people. So from then, I was like, yo, this seems to be like a very delicate topic, this Donald Trump topic. Like I actually tried to do research myself. And even to this day, I struggle to see exactly what it was, why, people felt the way that they felt. But one thing I did realize, Stephen, is in the build up to this presidential election, I seen Donald Trump, and then you would see Elon Musk, Dana White, people like that. And then when I looked at the Kamala Harris side, you would see Meg Thee Stallion twerking on stage, Beyoncé, people like that. And I was saying to myself, surely people can't see what's going on here. Like, these celebrities, they don't come out like that, Stephen. They don't. Let's just pick one person and break it down on this person. So someone like Beyoncé, yeah, she don't get involved in nothing. She don't make comments about anything. She don't talk. She don't really post on her social media. It is what it is. But when it's time to endorse a president, she'll pop out and give a speech. You know what I mean? Like it's clear as day. Like, I think the time we're living in now, between the UK and the USA, and the facts are, a lot of us have family. When you're coming from the Jamaican diaspora, yeah, a lot of us have family that moved directly from Jamaica to America. So we're very, very linked with those folks over there. We're very, very plugged in with those folks over there. And what's happening right now is people are fed up. They're fed up, Stephen. They're fed up of the lies. They're fed up of being broke. They're fed up of struggling. They're fed up of bad news. They're fed up of games being played between the USA and the UK. We see a man that we see a man that want to pretend to be dog and all them kind of things, Stephen. We see a man that are pretending to be cat. We see a man that are saying that, yo, I was born in the wrong, but we're seeing all kind of madness that we are forced to conform with. I'm going to little events, Stephen. I want to go and piss. When I stand up, it's gender neutral toilet. I'm like, what? I don't want to be no gender neutral. Make one toilet for the men, one for the women. But we are being forced to conform. So what's happening now is Trump has got himself, I don't know how, I don't know why, but he's managed to position himself on the side of like free speech and on the side that is against all of this madness that people are unable to speak about. Like, let's keep it real. He's a man who's been blocked off all socials and all of that. So when you look at a lot of the people that endorse Trump, yeah, it's people that are like, yo, I'm one of them as well. I'm on that side as well. I'm against all this as well. So I knew from the day he got shot, I said, yo, he's going to be the next president. I said it from the day he got shot. I said, you're looking at America's next president. And that's what happened. And to be honest with you, we don't live in America, first of all. And I get it that we're linked with politics. But what I'm going to say now is unrelated to that. I'm glad now that people are starting to see through the nonsense of celebrities. Like, people are starting to really wake up now to the hypocrisy that is celebrities. These guys pop out, yeah, and for a check, you know what I mean? You're getting paid, and that was never going to win. People are fed up. They're fed up of money being taken from their country and put into war and all kind of different things. And people are fed up, boss. And that's why now people don't believe in the mainstream media no more. They don't. We're at a point in history now where the mainstream media don't control the narrative. It was men like Joe Rogan and the Nelk Boys and people like that who helped to put this man in the hot seat. Stephen, last thing I'll say before I bring you in. I was watching the mainstream media, and I'm going to keep it real with you. 99% of the mainstream media hate Trump. Now, I'm not giving no opinion. I'm just telling you what I seen. 99% of the mainstream media hate Donald Trump. They push all kind of rhetoric, whether it's true or not. We're not talking about that right this second now. But I'm making you know that they hate Donald Trump. Now, based on that, yeah, I thought that this was like a situation that he'd never get back into office. But I was watching a UFC event, Stephen, and Dana White brought out the man. Stephen, the whole arena gave the brother a standing ovation. Mans were winning their fight and coming straight out the cage and going straight to my man to hail him. And people might say, oh yeah, rednecks. No, it weren't. Black brothers too. Mexican brothers too. All kind of different men were going over. And I'm like, right, the mainstream are lying to us. We're not being told the truth, because why in one breath are we hearing all this stuff, and in the next breath we're seeing standing ovation for the man? So that's when I said to myself, let me not concern myself with this. Come true, Stephen, come true.
Mr. Trump! When me, Cake, I'll be honest, I got stuff to say, but not really, Because people were asking me like, yo, could you believe my man won? I knew he was going to win. How could you know that? How could Express Truth predict the future again? How come Express Truth's always nigga-damas? Well, you have to look at it like this, yeah? People will be like, nah, because they got rid of him last time. Yeah, they got rid of Trump, but you have to remember, the time they got rid of Trump and Biden took off his mark, they were sick to death of him and his antics, yeah? So they were like, all right, you've done your thing now. I'm sick of this coffee. I need a new flavor. So they tried the new coffee with the cinnamon twist, realized they haven't really liked it, because I don't think Biden had done much for the country. He's falling asleep, he's old, he's sniffing young gal, he's doing all kind of weirdo energy. So fast forward, there's been a debate. After the debate, Biden stepped down. Kamala's come up as she was the VP. Now she's running against Trump, yeah? Democrats against Republicans, yeah? And I didn't really feel like she was gonna win, because, like you said, from I saw you come with the VIP list, every celebrity from A to Z, from here to Timbuktu. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I know I'm not an American. I've got no stakes in this really, other than any decisions they might make might affect us globally. But man don't have any power in this, and it like you and I don't get to cast a vote because we're not residents of the United States. But even we could see between the lines and say, hold on, this is a bit of a clown show, because you've brought all these people out. You got all these celebrities under the big top, and you've got them jumping through flaming hoops. I saw at one point Megan Thee Stallion was twerking on stage. What does that have to do with democracy?
Exactly.
Because I was like, is this a presidential debate or is this Coachella? Like, what's going on? But then you have to look at the shoes she was filling. Forget Joe, because she's black as well, and she was potentially looking to be the first black female president.
Well, allegedly, we'll get back to that. But allegedly
what?
Allegedly, them man are saying, one set of man in States are saying she's black. And I know you don't watch all of this, but one set of man are saying she's black. Another set of man are saying she ain't black.
Whatever she's, I'm just going to say black for the sake of argument. I don't really care, Mark, to be honest. But I hear what you're saying. For the sake of argument, I'll say black in it. Because, so she would have been the first black female president, just like Barack was the first black, yada, yada, yada. But when you try to draw a comparison, you have to realize Barack came with the change, hope, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And he was very charismatic. Like, he could capture the audience. Like, people just gravitated towards this brother. I don't see that with Kamala. Like, I don't really see people gravitating towards her or getting behind her or rallying behind her, etc., etc. Like, I didn't see that. And I know you'd be like, oh, it's not important as long as you can deliver. I hear what you're saying, but people buy into things, and a lot of the time when people buy into things, it's psychological. So people buy into things emotionally, Mark.
Facts? Yeah, 100%.
Especially when it's a person. So you have to be honest, you have to be real. If you want to be an elected leader, you're selling yourself. So I have to sell myself to the masses. So they have to be able to feel like, oh, I can connect with this person. They convey a certain message. And it's like Kamala missed the mark with that. And instead, you just wanted to march out a million different celebrities, which didn't really resonate with the people. And then I know there was rumors saying, oh, she incarcerated bare black people. Apparently that got cleaned up. Apparently that isn't true. It was like 3 white guys who had the power, etc., etc. But even with that not being true, I don't think that did much to help her campaign, as we see by the results. Because that's why I'm not surprised at all that Trump won. People love Trump, man, because there was some comparisons going around on the internet. Kamala must have jumped on Club Shay Shay and some other podcast, and she did like 800k and 700k at the time, might be more now. And like you mentioned earlier, Trump jumped on, was it Rogan and Nelt Boys?
He's been on a couple of times, but yeah, Rogan, Nelt Boys.
Well, I know he did on
Aiden Ross.
Did he go on Aiden as well? I don't know what the Aiden one did, but apparently the Rogan one did 37 million.
Yeah, they did mad numbers.
And I know that doesn't necessarily mean like, that means you'll win the election, but it shows where the eyes of the nation are. Yo, Trump, my man come back. He was impeached and that federal charges. Man got shot at the rally. You know what I'm trying to say? So all I'm saying is now, whether you love him or you hate him, from that side of the pond, I don't want to hear any complaining because you had a chance and you put the brother back in.
Well, the mistake they made, Stephen, let's really have some uncomfortable conversations, especially to any man who's on here from States. Yeah, let's have some uncomfortable conversation right now. So, where they went wrong here is parading her as this first black woman president. Now, hear me out. I hear what you say, Stephen. You don't care about her race, but that is what her campaign was built off.
Was it
being a black woman? And what it is a lot of black people now, Stephen, they're starting to realize you can't fool them. You can't fool them because you can't be in one breath saying, yo, I'm this, that, I'm A, B, or C. And then when we turn around and look, your partner's not of the culture. Now, I know people don't like hearing that. This is me saying this. I know people don't like hearing that. But the facts are, you can't be on stage talking. Well, she's the president of everyone, first of all. But she tried to push it as, I'm this first black woman. Now, okay. Remember.
Hold on. Sorry to even cut you off, but I need to just say this point. Because I agree where you're going, you know. But we're trying to say she can't be like, I'm the first black and her partner doesn't reflect that.
No, but she's never ever stood for anything
black
of the culture previously. Yes, but let me give you an example.
Hold on. Before you do that, let me just ask you this then. Keep that in your mind, what you're going to say, yeah?
Yeah.
So is this only an issue because she was going to be the elected leader? Because no one else gets this backlash, you know?
Meaning, break it down.
Meaning, like, there's many a celebrity, because you can call her a celebrity, she's in the public eye. There's many a celebrity, especially female, who might have a white partner and no one seems to care. Is it just because she's an elected official?
They wouldn't care.
Or is it because she's trying to drive home the black point?
They wouldn't care, but it's when you try and drive home the black point. It's when you try and use the black vote and try and pander to the black community. Now, what I mean by that is, this is a person, we'll get to Trump in a minute, but this is a person who was the vice president for the last 4 years.
Yes.
Yet your right hand or the president, you were the vice to the president. Right for the last 4 years. So you've had 4 years to implement all this stuff that you're talking about. You didn't implement it. Furthermore from that, I follow the American podcast and that more than I do the UK. That's a fact. So I hear a lot of their thoughts and what they think. And the last go round when Trump was in office and they were getting him out, in 2020, they were pushed. Biden was going around saying all kind of madness. He even made a quote, Stephen, on Breakfast Club. He said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. And Stephen, they got Trump out and he got back in. No, well, not got back in. He got in. What did he do within that Did he do anything for that black vote? Did he do anything? He did nothing. Like you said, he's falling asleep, can't even stand up good, forgetting where he's at half the time. They were even making memes comparing him to the granddad in The Simpsons. They were saying that man's... Yeah. So what you've did is you've lied to the people. You've had 4 years. You've had 4 years. What has changed? If anything, things have gotten way worse. Not just for the States, for the UK as well. So what happened mirrored what happened in the UK, where people, they're fed up, Stephen. They're fed up with the mainstream media. They're fed up with the lies. They're fed up with the foolishness. Let's keep it real. We are fed up. I'm included in that. We are fed up.
Yep.
We're fed up. And the mainstream, what it is, they're not even allowing two voices to be heard. So you can say, yo, I've heard my man's side, and now I've heard this side, and I can make my decision. What the mainstream are doing is just pushing one candidate. And then what that's doing is, in today's world, people will gravitate more towards the person who's being
The underdog.
or the person who's being attacked allegedly. Because let's keep it real, what he came back from, it doesn't matter. No matter what anyone's personal opinions are, yeah, what my man's overcome is crazy. I'm telling you straight, because they were saying that we're gonna lock him up. He's got impeached. They've compared him to Hitler, all kind of things, and my man won. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even close.
You know what I was saying? You know his first act's going to be, he's going to give himself a presidential pardon.
Well, they can't touch him now. That's in the past. All that's done with.
But even if he needed to, he'd pardon himself.
Yeah, but let me get into men who are of this culture now. Yeah,
What?
USA black culture, African American, FBA. Someone answer me this. Yeah, Trump pardoned Kodak Black.
Yeah.
He pardoned ASAP Rocky. He sat down, or at least tried to sit down with Ice Cube to see what black people want. He done all different kind of things where even if you say, he's doing that to Panda, even if that's what you believe, he still did it.
Still getting some? Are you not still getting something?
He's done something in his term. He reached down to the culture. No matter, it's an uncomfortable conversation, but let's keep it real. During his first term, he reached out and used his position to help the culture. Facts, whether you like it or not. Yeah? While Biden and Harris were in, once they got in, they didn't reach out and help nobody of the culture or even involve themselves with the culture until it was time to campaign again. And that's why I believe a lot of the people were like, nah, we're not on it. Because you didn't reach out to the people. You didn't rub shoulders with the people. You just throwing a Beyoncé on stage. That type of celebrity now is over with. When I say over with, I mean like them days of just keeping your mouth shut on all topics and then just coming out to endorse. Elon Musk said something, Stephen, and what he said was true. And a lot of people, you know, they gotta really understand that the next stage of planet Earth that we're going into, like it's getting very, very real. And what Elon Musk said is he said, yo, Jennifer Lopez is up on stage telling people about, you know, be careful about Trump. A, B, or C.
I saw that as well.
But you never told no one to be careful of Diddy. Now, no matter what your personal thoughts are on Diddy, is that what Elon's saying true? Why are you so vocal now? You ain't said one word about Diddy. So why should we listen to you now when it's time to elect a president? And what people are seeing now is these celebrities, they're just puppets, which we knew that anyway, but you're trying to take the people for idiot. Like, you've got gal on stage twerking and all that. Like Stephen said, what does that have to do with politics? What? Trump's bringing up these men from the Bronx and all that, these drill rappers and all that. So what it look is including everybody. Think about it, Stephen. Like, my man's PR is off the scale, boss. It's PR, and I'm telling you now, people are talking about, Elon. You know what power my man's got now? Elon's got
on track to be the first trillionaire.
He's got. Look at what these men have put together. Look at the team they've put together. Elon's got Tesla, yeah, and Starlink. Is that what it's called, Demon? Starlink.
Yes, I believe
Look,
so, yeah.
man's got rocket that can fly up into the atmosphere and come back down. And I don't want to hear nothing back. No, is it really real? We've seen it with our own eye. We've seen it. Man sent something up into the atmosphere and made it come back down and land. You know that rocket fuel booster thing or whatever. You see it? If you ain't seen it,
okay.
Mad, absolutely crazy. You know I'm into all that. Anyway, yeah, he's got that Starship, Starlink, Tesla, and Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. So now you can't even silence man again. So now you don't think Trump's gonna use his links in what he did is the damn president. That's his boy who helped. If you don't think that Elon Musk co-sign didn't help boost I don't even follow my man on Twitter. Every time I go on there, it adds some quotables and all that about the election. Every one of his tweets, millions and millions of views, Stephen. So you got Elon. Then you've got Dana White. That's the president of the UFC. So you got to think now, Trump now, he's got two major men that are on his side.
You got the top man in tech.
And let's keep it real, top man in sports. Yeah. And the man who in sports, is linked with Saudi and all that, but we'll get back to all of that. Now, what I'm saying to you is, he's got this team of people who, UFC, every door was closed on them back in the day. Trump opened the door for them. They owe him bare favors. Elon Musk, now that you've stood by Trump, these men are going to be doing things, yeah, that you haven't seen before. Like, get ready, you're going to see things now. Now, when these was in office before, they used the black vote and they get in. So that's what divided, all that stuff you're seeing online, it divided the black community in the States, because a lot of them are saying, yo, all these celebrities are telling us to vote for these man, which we did last time, and man, it broke. They broke. They can't do this, they can't do that. So they're saying, yo, I'm voting for man just to say I'm voting for them. Like, I'm not getting nothing. Like, these men ain't even extending their hand down into the culture. Whereas you look over the other side, no matter what people's views are on Trump, the facts are Trump reached out to brothers. Yeah, Kodak Black is a reject in society, Stephen.
Did you see his latest? Did you see him on Kai's stream?
Yeah, man, I said he popped a pill and all that kind of madness. But what I'm trying to get at is, a man like that is society's reject. Trump reached out, pardoned him. So I'm just showing you that the man, no matter what you're saying about the man, and I'm not saying like to say I rate him or not, I don't know the politics.
And an ear to the culture, at least.
Exactly. And that's why I believe that Trump has won this, which I knew he would.
Yeah, we knew he would, Kate. But it's like, just to touch on what you were saying earlier, and it was the same point I was making when people were asking me partly why I thought he would win again. Because it's like you said, you have to remember, if they've had 4 years or however long it's been of no action, I don't know why. I honestly feel like they thought they had it in the bag, but I don't know why they would have thought that, because if you're from the same administration as Joe, you're a Democrat as well. Of course, you're going to have the same thoughts and maybe not the same feelings, but the same thoughts and the same policies. If the American people have looked and said, all right, we've had you for 2.5, 3 years, whatever the heck, or the full term, I don't even know how long it's been.
4 years.
Was it the full term? So the full 4 years. And nothing's changed, or we don't like this cherry Coke, we want to go back to the original recipe, which is Trump and the Republicans. That's what they've done.
Yeah, facts.
Hold the L, try again in another 4 years.
Yeah, facts. And this is the thing, people don't seem to understand that now the world is fed up, the West world is fed up. There are people who don't like what's going on in the West. I'm keeping it real. They don't like the fact that man is being forced into, like, submitting to certain things. They don't like the fact that we're being forced into all them. They don't. And people are now, you're starting to see that now. You're starting to see it, like, people are realistically, in my opinion, starting to wake up. Now, I'm not saying that, or I'm not of the belief that Trump's the answer to that, but I'm just showing you how a Trump gets in for a second term, non-consecutive, only the second man in the history of America to achieve that. You see what I mean? To actually get.
And the first with federal charges, isn't it?
Exactly. And remember, now these men have come in now. Now he's back in. He's got Twitter now. You can't ban him. And these men have got Rumble as well. And now you're seeing all these brothers are celebrating. Look at all these guys. Look at all these people like these, the type of guys that are celebrating because they've made it. We were one of the few people who broke this down, yeah? They've made it where it's like a secret war going on. And what do I mean by that? Like, people are fed up now of the agendas. They're fed up of the paid actors. They're fed up of the lies. They're fed up of, these scandals happening. This person's quiet, but they come out to endorse this man. People are fed up of it. They're fed up of it now. They're fed up of, yo, this madness happened over there. That madness happened over here. Oh, none of these same people that were saying that they were for change and all of that, they're not speaking on it. So that's how you build up this feeling. That same feeling's brewing right now in the UK. It's brewing.
Facts.
I remember they said 77% of white women voted for Trump. That's a figure. And what I'm trying to say to you is, why does that happen? That happens because you brought Kamala in there as this, yo, she's this black woman and ABO, and that kind of thing won't work anymore because you're saying all of this and then you turn around and it's not no black man that you're there with. Yeah. None of yous are black. You never endorsed nothing black before. Now all of a sudden you're black. People are starting to see that it's like, no one's saying that you shouldn't be with this person or that person, but don't pander, don't pretend. You know what I mean? Putting on different accents and all of that kind of stuff. Like, I'm saying, every time I seen her, it was always like pandering. And that's why I knew Trump, he was just talking straight. He was talking raw.
Yeah, that's his bread and butter, isn't it?
Exactly.
That's his bread and butter, man. That's what he does. That's why people like him. That's why people hate him. He's just unapologetically himself.
Fake news. Man created the term fake news.
Fake news.
That's what you're part of the fake news media, and you gotta look at what's going on. I keep telling folks, like, the world's changing. It's changing in front of our eyes. Before, there were many people who just ignored all of this stuff, but now people are starting to see it. Even right here in Britain, people are starting to see the wool being pulled over their eyes. They're starting to see it. And some people are starting to get vocal. And change is happening slowly. It's happening slowly. And what I mean by that is you're seeing that people are fed up. You're seeing it. Them man's on Breakfast Club and all these different... They were going so hard. But, Stephen, you sent me one video that I watched before the show where Piers Morgan went on there. And he's schooling them about numbers that they don't even know about. Exactly. There's so much of these men just going along with the mainstream narrative.
Go along to get along, cake.
That's what I'm saying. The real go along to get along. They just go along with the mainstream narrative. I seen one brother today. He must have tweeted out, every day I'm reminded that we live in this white world. And I'm saying to myself, family, you're talking rubbish, boss, because when we see man saying, yo, I identify as a 9-year-old child, we can't say nothing.
Yeah,
we can't say nothing. You see a man talking about, yo, I want to do this, changing little youths into boys into gal and all that.
I want to go into the same bathroom as little girls.
We have to sit down and just listen to all of that.
From all of that is going on, and they're allowing that to go on, and it's being pushed from the very top of this agenda tree. I'm not gonna lie. One of the last things I'm stressing about is, I'm black, you're green. I'm black, you're... You know what I'm trying to say? Like, the racial... When you look at the grand scheme of things and you look how sick and twisted the world's going now, the race side of it is kind of falling to the wayside. Of course, it's still there. But compared to, like, what they're trying to push and some of these things they're trying to do to children and all of that.
Yeah. That exactly. We can all get on one voice. We can all get on one agenda when it comes to things like that. And that's how a man like Donald Trump has won the hearts of the American people. And it doesn't matter what people want to say, what the mainstream say. I seen this brother walk into the UFC and get a standing...
Yeah, I saw that video. I don't know. Mark, see, I can tell you he got a standing ovation as well. I can't tell you he was fighting. But we can tell you
exactly.
The crowd.
Not all them fighters in there, all of them endorse Trump. And what I'm trying to show you is that who's running that organization is brethren. Dana. He's got Tesla now. He's got Twitter now, so his voice can be heard. People are fed up of being silenced and being and there's only one side of stories coming out. Like I said to man, I was saying this for the longest, Stephen, a man didn't want to listen to me. I said, yo, people, they're going to make black man the face of pedophilia and black man the face of sex trafficking and that. And you see what they've done with Diddy? Now, I'm saying to you, I've never seen...
And also, they've made him the face of baby oil. Continue.
Facts. I've never seen Piers Morgan interview or do that much specials on Jeffrey Epstein. I've never seen
No
Piers
one
Morgan...
did take. Where's the list? Forget even the interviews.
You're not going to see no list. Prince Andrew, okay, Piers Morgan is a journalist, yeah? He's meant to be this journalist that's dropping all these exposés and doing all of this, yeah? Man's done about his 5th Diddy special. Where's the special on Prince Andrew? That's royalty in their eyes. In their eyes, it ain't royalty to me. It's not royalty to me. Or to you. I can speak for you. It's not royalty to you either. But it's royalty to these men in the UK. So where is Piers with the Prince Andrew expose? We don't see that. So this is what I'm saying. But then when a man talks and says, yo, where's the expose in him? They'll make out like you're backing... Yeah? They'll make out like you're backing Diddy then. Like, so if you say, yo, they've made my man the face of paedophilia. Now, remember, we didn't know that he was troubling no underage girl. We still don't know, but that weren't even alleged previously. But now he's the face of that. He's the face of that. Now, what I'm trying to say to you is, we can even take it to a different level. Young Philly, the other day, got accused of something. Again, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's not true. But when he was accused, the mainstream media went ham, bare coverage, bare articles. My man's finished either way. Conor McGregor gets accused of rape today. Stephen, it's blessed. You don't hear nothing. Like you hear the story, but
I
it's
saw
too...
that by chance and forwarded that to you.
Exactly. And what I'm saying to you is, if you never sent that to me, I don't even see that. So what I'm trying to say to you is, people are getting fed up now of one rule for one, another rule for another. And that's why I think so much black men in the States support Trump. You know, like them rappers and all that are supporting him, because they're seeing it now. Like, hold on a second. If that was me, I'd have been cancelled. Yo, my man's right about fake news, and this is what I'm trying to say. So now,
yeah, it's true.
You're creating monsters that you don't want to create just by not being fair. You're not showing both sides. It's like showing a title fight in boxing, and you edit out one of the fighters. You're only showing one man doing his work. That's what's happening, and it's not just happening in the States. It's happening in the UK. It's happening on social media. It's happening everywhere, and that's why a man like that can now get in for a second term, non-consecutive. He does that because that feeling, that bad taste is in a lot of man's mouth. A lot of men are being forced into things they don't want to do. A lot of men are being forced into all kind of lifestyles and all kind of things that, man, ain't against what you're doing, do your thing, but why do I have to adhere to that? And that's what we're starting to see now. Like, so in one breath, you'll see like, we care about the kids. We love the kids. Hugh Edwards caught with bare explicit photos of kids, suspended sentence. Like, man is starting to see now, innit? People are starting to see now, like, you're pulling the wool over our eyes, and that's what's happening. So Trump's coming now, and I'm seeing all kind of quotables. Oh, get ready, it's going to be bad, and the next 4 years is going to be this, and it's going to be that. And I'm like, people, the man was in for 4 years before. What, did he start World War III? Did he do any of that then? No. So why all of a sudden you think he's going to do it now? It's just a case, Stephen, like I said, a secret war. That Megan Thee Stallion, if I was Kamala's campaign manager, Stephen, I'm not bringing in a Megan Thee Stallion who has clouds over her head. Now, no matter what side of the fence you are on, we're not here to discuss that, but there are a large group of people in the States who believe that she lied about being shot. So why would you decide to bring a person like that to twerk? Remember, to twerk, none of her songs have anything to do with what it is you're trying to tell the people. Right now, people in the States, there's people in the States, Stephen, who are living with no lights, no heating, because they can't afford to pay these things. So they're literally just living in the cold. People are the double blanket syndrome, where people have got 2 blankets and all of that because they've got no heating. And you're bringing up a woman on stage to twerk. to twerk. So what you think's going to happen? You're not going to win. You bring in Quavo from Migos, who can barely string a sentence together, who can barely say a few words that make sense. What do these folks have to do with politics? What? And that's what's happening. People are fed up. They're fed up. And that's why Trump won. And people, I'm going to keep it real. It's too early to say what he will do and what he won't do. What we know for a fact is he's the 47th president. What we also know is he's did this before. Let's see what happens. That's all I can say. I'm one of them people, yeah? You can't fool me or you can't pull the wool over my eyes. When I was growing up, Stephen, hip-hop, I used to play hip-hop from morning till night, boss. And all these, man, all of them was every bar, all the bar. Yeah, man, I'm getting money like Trump. I'm in the hood like Trump. I'm doing this like Trump. Everything was about Trump. And all the tunes, they're talking about Trump. You see, man, in Home Alone. Remember, that's a cult classic, you know. I was a little boy when that came out. They got him in there. They got him in The Simpsons.
New York, yeah.
Battle of the Billionaires.
It was his hotel, I think, isn't it?
That was his hotel. There you go. Battle of the Billionaires, yeah. Trump versus Vince McMahon. Trump round Mike Tyson. Trump round Don King. Trump round all these different men from the culture, yeah. All of a sudden, once he ran for president, it was like, nah, this man who all of you, man, championed for all these years, now hate him. You get what I'm saying? So I was always like, hold on a second. And then I'm seeing man like Kamaru Usman, this man, that man. Because at the first, when you check it back in the day, you just see like a redneck or an alleged redneck or whatever who was with him. Like all the basketball team refused to go there. But you have to look at it now and say to yourself, is there a bigger thing at play here? Remember, man got blocked off Instagram, blocked off this, blocked off that. Like, these are problems that we are all facing. So when you see it going on with a man like that, of course he's going to get the backing. And now he's got powerhouses behind him. That TKO group that are behind Dana White, just do your Googles or whatever. TKO group, do your Googles on that. And then you'll see what I'm saying. These men are very, very powerful people now. He's got a machine behind him. A very big machine is behind Trump now. And I'm telling you now, it's going to be interesting. In Equatorial Guinea, a major scandal has emerged involving Baltasar Engonga, the Director General of the National Financial Investigation Agency. During an investigation into fraud, authorities uncovered over 400 explicit videos at Engonga's home and office, featuring him with the wives of top officials and other prominent figures in the country. Some of these recordings even show the national flag in the background, raising concerns about the misuse of public office and ethical standards. Though Engonga claims these encounters were consensual, the videos have now leaked online, leading to public outrage and media scrutiny. This case has sparked a national conversation on power, abuse, and has prompted government action, with officials suspended for any inappropriate behavior within their offices. Engonga's case has become a shocking example of how power can be misused, raising questions about the respect for ethics in leadership in Equatorial Guinea and beyond. This guy was a dirtbag boss. First of all, my man had a beautiful wife. When I say beautiful wife, meaning she bared him 5 kids. Yeah, he had 5 children. He had a family, appeared to be happy. My man was going crazy, Stephen, and I'm not going to lie, like Twitter, you only have to go on Twitter, the videos are all on there. Nobody can say that none of these women were raped or anything like that. They were in the camera They knew they were being recorded. And this just goes to show what I've always said, man. I don't really take back talk and I keep it real. A lot of these men abuse their power, and a lot of these women are happy for their, to be involved with a man who looks like or who is the boss. This is a financial investigation officer who was sleeping with married women. These were married women that he was sleeping with. He slept, he made over 400 sex tapes. Never wore nothing, naked as the day he was born, and it's just one big pile of filth, just one big pile of nastiness, boss. And we know what it is. Like, this is reality. Like, this is, a lot will be in that position and they will go crazy. I've said it time after time. Like, a lot of these rappers and public figures, the reason why they behave they do is because they weren't really seeing no women like that before the fame or before the career boost or whatever it is. So once they get in position, they move like that. And he filmed all of these encounters, man. And you got to think to yourself, take away, okay, it's funny, people are laughing, all of that. But take away all of that. The man's not only embarrassed his country because he was doing this on their dime. He was doing this with their flag in the background. To the point now, Stephen, that the country have announced that from now on, officials that were on his level and above will now have cameras in their office. That's what he's caused. And another conversation that's not happening enough is the embarrassment is brought to not only his wife, but his children. And this is the problem. This is the issue with a lot of these men. Like, they don't know how to stay away from that way of moving, boss. Like, man just see everything and need everything. Because one thing that you'll see in that, there's big, thick women, there's slim women, there's dark women, there's light women. He had them all. He didn't have no type. He was running through everything, not wearing no hat. And look at these women that are going back to their man. You don't know, you're in a small country in Africa dealing with politics, which means there's a lot of corruption. So you got to think all them men probably got side women. Think about all the diseases and nastiness. It's an embarrassment, boss. That guy's an embarrassment to his country. To those immature enough that respect that kind of behavior, you need to grow up, man. The man, and even if you're going to do that, I'm not saying that I'll do it. I'm not saying that. But even if you're going to do that, yeah, man filmed it in that position with all that stuff on his phone. The only good thing out of this, yeah, is that he can't get accused of rape. That's the only good thing. Because the videos I've seen, they were happy to be there, boss. That's all I can say. Man was grabbing girls' hair and all kind of things. And it's crazy. What are you saying, Steven?
What am I saying? I don't. What am I even saying? Not new under the sun, Mark. People have been abusing their positions of power since time immemorial. It's not going to change today. It's not going to change tomorrow. It's not going to change next week. It's unfortunate because I think, if memory serves, you said something in an article about, they're going to look into people holding positions and and you know what it is? I just don't want them to. Obviously, this geezer went above and beyond. You get me? Cause me would have stopped at 300 still, but this geezer went above and beyond. But I don't want them to try and make this look like it's a racial thing. You know what I mean? Because everyone does this. White, black, pink, orange, green, blue. Everyone abuse. It's an unfortunate side of life and human nature. Everyone does this, man. And you have to look like in a small country like that in Africa, where I can only assume nothing now go on. The road them probably red dirt like Tatooine. You get me? Nothing now go on over there. So a man gets in a one little position. He's hammering everything. Me hear say him slam him girl, him girlfriend, him neighbor wife, the one who live over the road, the pregnant reverend girlfriend, this one,
brother's wife,
that one,
cousin's wife, cousin's pregnant wife. Man, wet up his cousin's youth's head, fam. Nah, that's a sentence, you know. That's a sentence that you go into a place FedEx can't deliver to, boss. when you're doing them. You wet up man's youth's head.
Okay,
I'm not.
you know what it is?
That's
Nah, but
crazy.
you know-
That's crazy. Come on, Stephen. The man wet up a man's youth's head. That's a sentence. That's a sentence, you know. That
okay.
violation's different because, especially when you're a spiritual man, you know. You see a spiritual man like myself. Yeah, if the nasty girl wants to violate, it's up to you because I don't own you. But you see, from you're carrying my youth and you've made man burst him over my youth. Nah, I'm good to what. It's mad. I'm real talk, and I know what you're saying. Probably nothing's going in, and he's probably saying, "Yo, I can bless you with a thing, you know, and A, B, or C, and rare, and they're just freeing up, but embarrassment."
I mean, obviously, it's not right, but like we said, the women them weren't raped, and it takes two to tango, innit? So I can't put all the blame on him. You're the one who's letting man inside you and shoot up the club. You get me? And you carry man's and you carry man's firstborn and all that violation thing, man.
Big violation.
But nothing's going on over there, man. Man's in position and that. Man probably said, "Yo, if you go down on me, I'll go down on taxes." You get me? So like, man's using his position, G. And he's zooming in the poom. You get me?
Yeah, my man was moving crazy, but
and that's why
anyway,
he
funny.
it all. That's why he
fam,
recorded it.
you know that they released all of it. All them videos have been they've all been released. Like they've uploaded all of them on the internet to where man's all like there's a video, yeah, where he's in his office and they've got these cameras up, yeah, where they can see outside the office. And my man's playing Mob Deep, yeah, and he's doing his thing and looking at the cameras. He must be one of them thrill seekers because there's people like that, you know. And there's a term called a nymphomaniac, yeah, where it's somebody who's just got an addiction, because that is an addiction as well still, you know. That's an addiction, just like how people are addicted to sugar and alcohol and all of that. You can have an addiction to intercourse, and that's the only explanation you can have to that. But I didn't even hear of Equatorial Guinea until today. I thought man were on about Papua New Guinea or Guinea-Bissau. I didn't even know there was another Guinea. But crazy, boss. Mad, disgusting. But like you said, Stephen, nothing new under the sun. A man will always... And like, again, let's make it clear, them women weren't forced into nothing. So like you said, there has to be accountability on both sides. Them women weren't forced into nothing. And talking... I'm not defending him, but if my man didn't have them videos, Stephen... They're good to all say that, yo, my man raped me because my husband could find out that I was giving away the thing. And, you know, I'm going to just say that my man done this. And this is what I'm saying, people. Like, there's a lot of people who, they want the boss. They want the man with the money. And that's what you're seeing. 400 gal, you know. 400 big smoddy sat down and allowed man to take out HD camera and film them. It's mad. It's mad. I need one of them seats on that Starlink, you know. Real talk. I need a seat on that Starlink because if that's how we're moving, and your cousin's pregnant, girl, that's a next level of skullduggery, boss. Like, your cousin's pregnant, girl, and you didn't even give him the common... You wet up his youth's head. You didn't even give him the common decency to say, let me strap up the boy. I'm not... Stephen, just done the show, boss. Just done the show.
Yo, that's it, man. It's Rescue Show. Making Thursdays great again, never late again. Dynamic Duo in full effect, man. Your favorite podcast. We out, man.
We out of here, people. Now, 15 years ago in Birmingham, people, was a very, very different time to the Birmingham that we know today. Things got rough, people. Now, we were off the back of a lot of factories in the West Midlands closing. Now, these factories, people, were factories that a man's dad could go and work in. A man would finish school and go and work in there. A lot of people spent their entire career in this factory. So when this factory shut, it created a knock-on effect in some of the local Birmingham communities. A lot of people were out of jobs and a lot of people were desperate for money. Now, there was already a crime wave happening at the time. Street robbery was at an all-time high. Car theft was at an all-time high. B&E, which is the breaking and entering game, was at an all-time high. Even the West Midlands police, they couldn't control the city. Now, people used to rely on factory work. A lot of people were struggling to keep the lights on. That's how bad things got around this time. Now, there was one day that there was a conference. Now, this conference had came to Brum, and they had put flyers all over the city, and they were advertising a conference. Now, this conference aimed to teach you how to buy a property in just 4 hours. So it was teaching people in 4 hours how to buy and flip a property. Now, they were doing a special, and this special was £100. All you had to pay is £100 to go into this seminar and listen to this so-called property expert sell his course to you and allegedly teach you how to buy and flip a property.